In the last video, I shared with you about Takenori Hoshiko, who gave a workshop at my house some years ago about how not to become sick. Actually, his grandfather lived until 100 years old. So when Takenori asked his grandfather what his secret was, the grandfather said it was chewing. Yes, he chewed a lot. What happens to people over 60 if they don't chew their food properly? That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, a 63-year-old biohacker based on Japanese natural health and the author of the Ikigai diet. In the last video, I shared with you about chewing, how Japanese people chew 30 times before swallowing. So chewing is considered to be very important in Japanese culture, especially in the Japanese natural health practices such as Shugendo, Zen, healing art, and the natural diet such as the macrobiotic diet. It is a common concept in Japanese natural health. And it is a common concept in the general public too. We are often told by our parents to chew well when we were a child. So chewing is something recommended throughout our culture. And the Japan Dental Association recommends 30 times. That is why many people now try to chew 30 times before swallowing. But I personally find somewhere around 50 times is good. 30 times is not enough, depending on the type of food you're chewing and also the amount, how much food you put in your mouth for each bite. That changes too. But I find it somewhere around 50 times is good. But what about people over 60? How does this chewing business affect our health once we are after 60? That's something I'd like to share with you today. So first, I'll recap why chewing is important, and then what happens to our bodies when we reach 60, and what happens if we don't chew sufficiently after 60, how many times you should chew, and finally, tips to make chewing a conscious act. So please watch the video until the end. Those of you who just discovered this video today, this is the Ikigai diet channel, which is about how to increase health span for people over 50 or 60. I am the author of 4 books, including the Ikigai diet, and I usually cover things like diet, exercise, mindset, or anything else that is related to increasing our health span. So if you're over 50 or 60 and interested in health span extension, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Okay, so why chewing is important? Let's recap. First of all, prevents obesity. Chewing a lot stimulates the satiety center in your brain, helping you feel full sooner and preventing you from overeating. It also increases the body's heat production, which can aid in weight management. Improves sense of taste. By chewing food thoroughly, you can fully appreciate its flavor and texture, leading to a more satisfying eating experience. Aids in speech development. Chewing and using facial muscles strengthens them, which can be beneficial for clear and articulate speech. Stimulate brain function. The act of chewing increases blood flow to the brain and stimulates nerve cells. This is believed to improve memory and concentration. Prevent dental diseases. Chewing a lot increases saliva production. Saliva helps clean your mouth, neutralize acids, and prevent cavities and gum disease. Aids in digestion. Chewing food into smaller pieces makes it easier for your stomach and intestines to break it down and absorb nutrients. This reduces the burden on your entire digestive system. Potential benefits for the gut microbiome. By breaking down food into smaller, more manageable particles, you are making it easier for beneficial bacteria in your gut to ferment the food in the large intestine. This can lead to a healthier and more diverse gut microbiome. Regulate blood sugar. Chewing more can help to slow the rate at which food is consumed, which in turn can lead to a slower and more gradual rise in blood sugar levels after a meal. Okay, so what happens to our bodies when we reach 60? According to Stanford study led by Dr. Michael Snyder, humans age dramatically in two births at 44, then 60. So what happens to our bodies after 60? First, cardiovascular disease. Molecules related to heart and blood vessel health undergo significant shift, which aligns with the known increase in the heart disease risk at this age. Immune regulation. The immune system's function declines, making the body less effective at fighting off disease. Kidney function. Molecules related to kidney health change, which can affect the kidney's ability to filter blood properly. Carbohydrate metabolism. The body's ability to process carbohydrate becomes less efficient, which can increase the risk of conditions like insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Skin and muscle. Changes in the molecules that support skin and muscle health continue from the mid-40s into the 60s. Okay, so how does not chewing sufficiently affect those changes after 60? Cardiovascular and metabolic health. The Stanford study mentioned a decline in cardiovascular health and carbohydrate metabolism after 60. Chewing properly has been shown to increase blood flow to the brain and can help stimulate insulin secretion. Not chewing sufficiently could lead to less efficient glucose metabolism and potentially contribute to less healthy cardiovascular system. Immune regulation. The study also noted a decline in immune function. Chewing thoroughly stimulates saliva production, which contains enzymes and immune-related components that act as a first line of defense. Moreover, a healthy gut microbiome, which is supported by proper digestion initiated by chewing, is crucial for a strong immune system. Insufficient chewing could compromise both of these. Kidney function. The kidney's function also declines after 60. Chewing food into smaller pieces makes it easier for your stomach and intestines to digest. This efficient digestion and nutrient absorption can reduce the overall burden on the body's organs, including the kidneys. Poor digestion from not chewing properly could increase the workload on the kidneys. Muscle health. While not explicitly mentioned in the study, a decline in muscle health is a known part of aging. As we've discussed, chewing thoroughly helps improve nutrient absorption. If you are not absorbing protein and other essential nutrients efficiently due to poor digestion, your body's ability to maintain and repair muscle tissues could be compromised. Okay, so in that case, chewing is particularly important for those of us who are over 60. Okay, so again, how many times should you chew them? The Japan Dental Association recommends 30 times, but I think it depends on the type of food. And I find somewhere around 50 times is good. So I'd say somewhere between 30 times to 50 times, but it is depending on individuals. And also, mixing with saliva is the key. So it doesn't really matter how many times you chew, but you chew sufficiently so that you can mix the food with your saliva. Okay, so tips to make your chewing a conscious act because we chew unconsciously. Most of us don't count how many times we chew because we just eat and we don't think about chewing. So how can you make chewing a conscious act? First, do not use smartphone while eating. Concentrate on eating. So don't do anything else. Just focus on eating when you eat. And then pay attention to your posture. So sit with your back straight and put your chopsticks or fork or spoon down after each bite and take a breath. Eating slowly, don't rush. And take a small amount for each bite. Don't put too much food into your mouth. Feel the food and imagine that nutrients are being absorbed. Mix the food with saliva. And finally, appreciate the food as you chew. Appreciate the food, appreciate the farmer, the sun, rain, soil microbiome, weeds, and insect that supported food production. Therefore, it is important to focus on eating and focus on chewing. That shows your appreciation to the food. Okay, so the bottom line, chew a lot, chew sufficiently, maybe 30 to 50 times, but pay attention to your chewing. If you're interested in the Japanese dietary culture, please read the Ikigai diet. There are some other important information such as 一物全体食、震度富士、一汁三菜, and hare and care. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, the author of the Ikigai Diet. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. How many times do you chew now? And how many times are you going to chew from now on? Now, I talked about this Stanford study. If you're interested in this study, I made another video about this, which is this one.